I'm not even going to begin to try to explain the differences between all the different paellas from across Spain. Each province, city and town has their own traditional variation. For example, in Valencia they use rabbit and green bean. In Alicante they use seafood and pork.
In Barcelona,
they like it with socarrat, like little burnt bits on the bottom. And in other parts of Spain they like it jugoso, nice and juicy. Paella originated from Valencia sometime around the 15th century when, a couple of hundred years earlier, the people known as Moors, who were Muslim inhabitants from North Africa, Sicily and Malta, began cultivating rice in Spain along the coast of the Mediterranean. Originally, paella was made by farmers working on the land and generally just mixed it with anything they can get their hands on. But over time, as rice became more and more accessible, people started refining an authentic Valencian recipe, and so the paella was born. Paella is now known worldwide with many different variations, but to this day, people all over Spain still dispute who actually has the perfect recipe. First, we have to make an easy yet incredible shrimp stock with a carrot, 2 celery sticks, half a white onion, a clove of garlic and some bay leaves. And this, if you can find it, is dried shrimp powder, and it gives an amazing boost of flavour. And because we're going to be using shrimps in the final dish, we're going to peel them now because I never like peeling cooked shrimps at the table. It's such a mess, so we might as well peel them now and put the shells to good use. And with the shells comes incredible flavour. If you can get them with the heads on as well, I would use that too. So roughly dice up your veg, crush your garlic and throw it all in a pan along with some bay leaves, black peppercorns, a good amount of salt and a touch of olive oil. Then take it to the stove, don't forget the shrimp powder, and you want to just start to sweat the veg off. When your shells start to turn a nice pink colour and your veg has started to sweat, you want to top the whole thing with just over 1.5 litres of water. Bring that up to the boil and then turn it down to a nice simmer, and you want to cook this gently for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, in Alicante, where I lived for nearly a year, they like to make what's called Samoretta, which is a ready-made paste that you can use for anything and everything, but I feel it's a great way to get the essential flavours into your paella. In Spain, they use what's called a dried Nora pepper, but they are very difficult to find outside of Spain, so I'm going to substitute them for a guajillo chili. These chilies don't have any heat, but it's full of flavour and comes with a slight bitterness that's very similar to the Nora pepper. Start by tearing off the stem and emptying out the seeds. Then pour a good amount of olive oil into a hot pan to cover the bottom and bring this to a medium heat. Once hot, tear up and throw in your peppers and garlic and fry until nice and brown, turning everything to make sure it's cooking evenly. And then sprinkle in a heaped teaspoon of paprika. This will also help in the absence of the Nora pepper.
place in 2 chopped tomatoes.
Then give it a fancy little toss together before seasoning well and add in a good tomato sauce, about 100 millilitres. Stir it all together, bring it to a simmer and let cook for 10 minutes until it starts to thicken. Then transfer to a blender and blend on high until it's a nice smooth paste. Set some aside for the paella and keep the rest in your fridge for an extra flavour boost anytime you need it. Then strain out your shrimp stock and add in a good pinch of Spanish saffron. This spice is essential to paella as it gives a beautiful fragrance and colour to the dish. Then leave your stock on a very low heat to keep warm. Now to prep the calamari. If you have large tentacles, then just chop them into a more manageable sized piece and then run your knife down the side of the calamari to open it up and slice it into even squares. Now finally, to actually start the paella, pour in a good amount of olive oil into a large pan. You can just as easily use a large frying pan if you don't have one of these. And placed in chopped up chicken thigh and pork belly. As you can see in the next shot, I actually took out the pork and chopped it down a little bit more and threw it back in until it all had some nice good colour on the meat. I know I'm going to get some comments like chorizo doesn't belong in paella, but it's my paella, so I can do what I want. The chorizo is going to leak out all that beautiful Spanish flavours into the rice. Then make a hole in the middle of your meat and place in your calamari. Sprinkle over some diced red pepper, season with salt and pepper, then make another hole in the middle for your Samoretta paste. Place in about 2 tablespoons and add an extra sprinkle of paprika. Once you've added the paprika, you need to act quick before the heat makes the paprika bitter, so make sure you give it a good stir to incorporate everything. Now the rice we are using is a special paella rice that you can find in your local store, but you can also use any short grain rice, as this rice absorbs most water and flavour. So scatter over however much you need, about 60 grams per person, and give it a good stir in until you get that rice nice, toasted and coloured. Now you're ready for the broth. You want to add 5 times the amount of rice you used. So here I added 1 litre and saved the other 500 millilitres for a top up in a bit. And you can see the colour that the saffron has added to the stock. You want to make sure to keep everything nice and hot and boiling constantly for the first 10 minutes to start to cook the rice, mixing it around to make sure you have an even cook. When you start to see the rice expanding and rising to the surface, you can then add the clams and mussels, scattering them around any way you like. Then give it one final shake just to even everything out, but that's it, no more shaking. You don't want the rice to release too much starch and make your dish stodgy. So from now on, no stirring. Don't forget to sprinkle in some peas and top with the previously peeled prawns. Then just turn it down and let it simmer away. Turning the pan slightly when needed to make sure it's cooking evenly. You want to simmer it for about 10 minutes until the stock has almost disappeared. Turn any prawns that might not be fully cooked. Then turn your heat up high for the last 5 minutes. This will help develop that socorette or crispy bits on the bottom. Then turn off the heat and cover with foil and leave to rest for another 15 minutes. You can see after 15 minutes it's still piping hot and perfectly ready to eat.
Okay, so before all the Spanish go crazy and tell me this is not paella, I'm sorry, but you can do whatever you want with paella. And yeah, chorizo doesn't go with paella and blah 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 and all that lot, but this is awesome. Look at it. That is absolutely incredible. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, do all that stuff. I'll see you in the next one, and remember to just keep cooking.